Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. I hope you're all doing really well. I hope you've had a beautiful week so far, and I am going to be jumping into today's collective reading video. For those of you who are new, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. In these reading videos, which I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we discuss what's happening in the collective. So I pick up on many different dynamics, threads of energy, and situations to be able to connect deeply with some different themes that may be happening globally, but also affecting you on some kind of individual level. Now, with that being said, do keep in mind that I do channel many different people in these readings, so only take the messages that really feel good and aligned for you personally. I really believe it's your intuition that is the compass of your life experience, and it's my only goal through these readings to help empower you and connect you more consciously with that intuitive voice that's already there within yourself. On that note, by the way, of talking about your intuition, I have been thinking a lot about how so many of us in this collective are on such an unconventional pathway. And I actually wrote an Instagram post about this just a few days ago. So if you are connecting with this idea of embracing the void, embracing the unknown, moving into a phase of your life that feels sacred and feels powerful, but that also terrifies you to some extent, if that feels at all resonant for you, then perhaps the post that I wrote would help to provide you a little bit of guidance, a little bit of confidence on that pathway as well. And if so, my Instagram is at Magnetize Yourself, and I'll leave a link for it in the description box of this video so you can follow me there. But I feel that this reading is mostly going to touch a group of divine feminines. Now, when I use these labels, divine feminine and divine masculine, I do not necessarily, for the purpose of these readings, connect those two specific genders. I believe we all have a balance internally of both the masculine and the feminine. So you can always take those messages and labels to apply however it feels right for you. But I feel I'm speaking to a group that has been connecting more with their divine feminine energy. And I'm hearing that you're giving birth to something. And just like when a woman is pregnant, there is the pregnancy period of time where you can't see externally what's growing internally. I feel as though there is some kind of phase happening in your life where you are growing or creating something behind the scenes or internally that hasn't yet been made fully visible externally. And there is this feeling of knowing that there is a powerful process taking place within you and in your life, almost like in the background or behind the scenes beneath the surface. But when it comes to trying to explain that process or explain what's happening or what you're creating or what you're bringing to life to other people or even to your own conscious mind, I feel like there can be these trip ups because it's like trying to explain the process of life coming into creation as well. That actual process of childbirth. It's like there is so much that can't really be known or fully understood at that conscious level. And I feel you are breathing life into something in your life that is so difficult to consciously understand. And yet you can sense the power of what's taking place. And I'm getting that at times it's been easy to get really in your head because it's almost like there's a part of you trying to understand this process in a more concrete way, to feel more of a sense of certainty, which is so natural because we all crave that certainty. But there's something about this path that is calling you into the unknown, that's calling you forward into inherent uncertainty. It's almost like that uncertainty or those unknown elements are actually somehow inherent. They are necessary facets of this path that you are walking. I'm hearing it's almost like a rite of passage to be able to step into the unknown on this path that you are on. And only those willing to do that, as you have been and as you are, will be able to keep progressing and moving forward in this way as you are. But on that topic of your progression and movement forward, I feel like that in itself carries a lot of unknown elements as well, where you can look back and see that you are growing, that you are evolving in these beautiful ways. And I'm hearing you catch glimpses. You have these moments of realizing just how far you've come, how much more confident you've become, how much your capacity to create has expanded, how much you are able to clearly express yourself. I'm hearing there's something about someone really being able to clearly express their boundaries, to communicate themselves with confidence, to communicate who they are and what they want. I feel like that is you. And those are major signs of this progression, of this growth taking place. But it's like the actual process of that progression is very mysterious because it's not linear. It's not even really following any kind of set pattern. I'm hearing it's a feeling thing. It's you feeling your way through this process, you staying connected to your emotions, to your intuition that are guiding you through this. And it's almost like feeling your way in the dark, and yet you have this higher sense that is guiding you even in that darkness. And that is really what you are being called to hold on to here and to value, that sense of knowing your direction, even when it isn't logical to the senses, or even when it can't really be justified, reasoned through, or explained. So I am going to go ahead and shuffle the cards here. So because we're talking specifically to the Divine Feminine, which, by the way, I'm picking up that you're actually leading a collective globally of Divine Feminines who are awakening. Whether you realize this or not, I'm hearing your healing heals others. You choosing to live this pathway, to live this life that may at times seem confusing or seem unconventional, is actually having a powerful impact on Divine Feminines globally who are beginning on this path or who are starting this process. If you found this reading, I feel you are a Divine Feminine who was one of the first ones to go through something that is now taking hold in some sense globally. I'm hearing you were one of the first responders, one of the early responders to this call for healed global feminine energy to counterbalance the masculine in a harmonious way. And you answered that call from within yourself by going through, I'm hearing, experiences that would have broken most people and almost broke you, but they didn't break you. And because those experiences didn't break you, they molded you into this beautiful person that you now are. With the Two of Cups in the upright position, I'm hearing something about romantic entanglements and needing to untangle something in your love life. Now, there may be Cancer energy involved with this. Something about the month of July is coming up here. But I'm picking up that you had to untangle yourself from certain romantic entanglements in your life. For some of you, this may have simply been a pattern that was handed to you. There could have been an ancestral healing element where there was a pattern in your ancestry, in your family's line of getting into these romantic entanglements, and I'm hearing losing oneself in the process. And that may be what you've had to unravel within yourself. I'm hearing you are the one your ancestors chose to heal this pattern. You came in with this very strong purpose to untangle these romantic entanglements. I'm hearing mind games. It's almost like there is this belief system around love and romance that was passed down, especially through your feminine's heritage, that was handed to you for the purpose of being transformed by you. And I'm hearing if your love life looks different, it's because it's supposed to be, because you've been the one to break the pattern, to break the chains. So of course, your love life isn't going to look exactly like all of the feminine ancestors that came before you, because you are the one they called forward to break the pattern. And I'm hearing have courage to be unconventional, have courage to allow your love life to look very different from the people around you and those who came before you, because there's something about the way you operate in love that is, I'm hearing it's self-loving. It's coming back to a place of stability within yourself first and connecting with others romantically if you choose to do so from that place of inner stability. And I'm hearing that your ancestors didn't have the choice to be able to thrive on their own independently. They didn't have, in a sense, the luxury of being able to go on this journey of self-love. They didn't have the capacity. I feel that for some of them, it may have been because of the time, the era that they lived in, where they felt that they needed the masculine in a codependent way to survive in this world, in their era. I'm just getting this very strong ancestral connection coming up in today's reading. So for some of you, maybe you've been feeling a stronger connection to some of your ancestors lately, or even having visitations from your ancestors through dreams, or just having this sense of connectedness to your feminine ancestry. And there is this recognition that you are the one. I keep hearing that you are the one. You are the one your ancestors chose to break these chains. You are the one who is being given access to the tools, the materials, the resources, and the wherewithal to be able to break a pattern that's been running through generations. And I'm hearing going against the tide, going against the grain. For some of you, I feel that these romantic entanglements may have actually been romantic situations that you were involved in that you had to untangle once you woke up spiritually. So for some of you, maybe you were actually in a relationship romantically that was negatively affecting you, and you became conscious of that. I'm hearing narcissist. So although I can't diagnose on this channel mentally or otherwise, because I'm not a therapist or mental health professional, I do feel that for some of you, you may have been dealing with someone romantically that you felt to be a narcissist or who literally was. And that won't be for everyone, but I feel as though for others of you, this could have been a family member. It doesn't have to be someone romantically. And again, this dynamic won't necessarily apply to everyone. For some of you, these codependent romantic entanglements were like mind programs that you picked up on that you may have not necessarily been experiencing real time in a relationship physically, but they were affecting the way that you viewed love and romance by default through this lens of needing to rely on another person to find that inner self-support, needing to sacrifice yourself for that person in order to be loved. Those are the kinds of programs that you have been untangling either within yourself or through untangling literal, physical, romantic relationships that may have reflected some of those dynamics. I just keep getting a divine feminine saying, am I doing this right? Am I living this life right? Am I doing my love life right? Am I doing things right when it comes to my business or my finances or the way I'm structuring my life, because it looks so different from the people around me or from what I was taught or even what I used to want or used to desire. I feel like for some of you, you've done a major 180 on what you wanted. Even for yourself, there may have been a time when you were younger or in your life where you thought you wanted one thing out of love, relationships, out of your life, and you may have felt so sure about it in the past. And then when you went through your spiritual awakening and as you've been going through this journey of self-love, you've realized that what you actually want on a core, authentic level is almost opposite of what you thought you wanted in the past. That may be relevant for someone specifically. So I am going to shuffle the cards here, but I feel with the moon and the Two of Cups, there's something, it's like your intuition is guiding you through all of this. And that's what you're most aware of at this time, as you should be. You are most aware of your own intuitive voice within yourself. And the beautiful thing about this point in your journey is you are learning to trust that even when it's something that you can't fully explain to others or even really completely understand within yourself. I'm hearing something will be revealed to you. So we're going to get into that. Ooh, okay. So I feel like this process has been very mysterious, but I just got to download this thing that's going to be revealed to you. It's going to be related to your love life and how your love life has looked so unconventional, or you've been following your intuition here, embracing the unknown, not really sure where things are going. And I feel that something is going to be revealed to you that brings clarity, that makes you understand this process that has been so mysterious, that makes you understand why I'm hearing you stayed in certain situations or had to leave other situations. It's like all of those decisions you made intuitively, especially if they're related to your love life. I feel like this picture is going to become clearer, that things are going to be revealed to you that confirm your intuition. But I'm hearing the confirmation can't come before, it always comes after. So there may be this repetitive theme in your life of having to follow your intuition first and then seeing it confirmed later on, sometimes even much later, in some cases even years down the road. But regardless, I have this sense that you're going to start consciously noticing more and more this theme that when you listen to your intuition and allow that mysterious process of following where your intuition is guiding you, even when it doesn't fully make sense, you're going to notice how the dots are connected just often later on down the line. And that is going to reinforce your sense of confidence within yourself when it comes to following that intuitive voice within. Now, I do feel with the King of Cups reversed, I feel that there is some masculine energy. This, again, will not be for everyone, but I feel like there's a masculine energy who's been like manipulative or emotionally turbulent or creating emotional chaos to make themselves feel safe. That's what I'm picking up on here for someone. I'm getting the color yellow for someone listening. I'm not sure why. I also got the word composition, the number 15. This could be 2015. I got the word grandfather, could be a grandfather energy coming through. Castle. Okay, so those words, by the way, were from my Love Word Scramble, which for those of you who are new here, this is just a tool I use to channel specific names, details, pieces of information that could connect with specific individuals. The sense that I'm really getting here, and by the way, I'm picking up a lot of water sign energy. So Cancer, there's Pisces energy here as well. I know that Aquarius is an air sign, but there's also Aquarius energy here. Okay, so I'm going to be pulling some cards on this because I feel like there is something really odd going on here where it's like you are following your intuition. You know, it's like you are untangling these romantic entanglements within yourself through unraveling mind programs that may have taught you to be overly self-sacrificial or taught you to abandon yourself for another person. But it's almost like as you're firmly in that energy, there is this masculine who's trying to pull you out of that. Maybe consciously, maybe subconsciously. This is someone who feels threatened by the fact that you've become so powerful and confident within yourself, even if they wouldn't admit that to themselves. They may actually not be able to fully admit that they're actually feeling intimidated or threatened by your sense of confidence in themselves, but it's because it holds up a mirror to them, and they are someone who hasn't found themselves in the greatest cosmic sense with the crown chakra reversed. This is someone who feels very disconnected from, let's say, like their spiritual self, their spiritual side. They may not even really believe in the spiritual things. They may be more so very logical, or they may pride themselves in being a logical person. I'm getting that for someone here. The number 40 came out. The word cowboy came out here as well. Okay, so yeah, you know what? With the throat chakra, I feel that because the Two of Cups and the Moon are connecting with the throat chakra, I feel as though not only are you in this energy of balanced partnership. What I mean by that is you've untangled all of those mind programs within yourself, ways that people used to latch onto you to get something that they needed for themselves at your expense. You've unraveled all the programs that would let you participate in those kinds of games or those kinds of dynamics. Some people who do that, by the way, as we all know, do it completely unconsciously. So not everyone who tries to create some kind of codependent dynamic with you is necessarily malicious. But I feel like your whole being is so repulsed by codependency. It's like you repel those codependent dynamics when you sense them coming up. You veer away from them because you know better on the deepest level than to let yourself get like hooked into those sorts of dynamics with people, not just romantically, but I feel you're this way with business situations, in the workplace, if you have a traditional workplace, in your friendships and family relationships. I'm hearing it's almost like your energy says, I am a generous person. I have a warm, open heart, and I will give to you freely from my place of overflow as I am feeling inspired and guided by my intuition. But if you demand things out of me or attempt to hook me into codependent, lower vibrational dynamics, I will disappear. It's like, I feel like you vanish from those types of spaces, places, and connections because your energy is so healed beyond that. You can't hold those types of dynamics in your field anymore. The connections that you align with have to be ones that come from this place of openness and unconditional love and reciprocity without codependency. And I feel as though there are people who have been like bounced out of your life, or like they feel like you vanished from their life or from their energy because they tried to hook you into something codependent. And now it's like they're angry or they're projecting on you that you're not there or you're not giving them enough, or where did you go, or why aren't you talking to me more or seeing me more, or whatever this is. But really that's them lashing out from this place of noticing that your energy has disappeared, which it has, but it's only because they were trying to hook you into something that was codependent or that was demanding of you or asking you to betray yourself or to sacrifice yourself, again, even if they were doing that subconsciously. And I feel like you don't even have to try to disappear from these people's spaces or their lives. It just happens naturally because you live intuitively and your intuition naturally guides you away from dynamics that would not necessarily be helpful to you. Sometimes you don't even know these people's real intentions to hook you into something. You just don't feel guided to connect with them or to communicate with them or to see them, and you don't even really know why. And then they lash out and it's revealed to you their true intentions. It's revealed to you through the way in which they lash out that they were feeling threatened because they saw you in your power and confidence and deeply self-loving, and they felt like they couldn't control you or get what they needed out of you. Now, again, not every case is inherently like they have those kinds of intentions. In some cases, people are just deeply insecure and seeking that security from you because they perceive how secure you are. I'm actually getting this is happening for some of you lately, where because you're embodying such a deep sense of confidence and security and this unconditional love, people see that in you. And sometimes if they haven't learned to find those types of things in themselves, they reach and try to like grab it from you, or to kind of latch onto you for those things. And again, I feel like your energy is just like, I keep wanting to just like shake off that energy. It's like icky. And I know it's a simplistic way to describe it, but I feel like sometimes you just get that icky energy from someone and it just veers you away from that connection. But then they sometimes lash out because they don't really understand that you're operating at this higher level. It's an abundance mentality where everyone is giving from a place of overflow within themselves, but not demanding out of others or creating these codependently reliant bonds and connections for a sense of security within themselves. You're operating on a different level, and people can sense that. And they know that in order to connect with you consistently, they have to rise to your level, and they have to learn how to find those things within themselves, that love, that security, that sense of spiritual connectedness that everyone is craving on some level. Yeah, so there is someone here, or for some of you, this could be multiple people who, again, are like creating drama or turbulence. I'm hearing to get your attention too, because your attention is your energy, and your energy is your currency. Your energy is valuable. So whether someone's getting negative or positive attention from you, they're still getting attention. They're still getting your energy. Essentially, they're still getting your currency. They're getting value. And your energy specifically, you beautiful divine feminine listening to this reading, is specifically highly valued. So know that when you give someone a reaction, even a negative reaction or negative attention, you are feeding them some of your energy. There are so many people and things that simply are not even worth the negative reaction, because even that is valuable. Now, I am hearing that there are some situations or things that you've had to react to in a way that may have looked negatively on the surface, but that something about you reacting in that way was healing something within you or protecting something within you or in your life. I don't know who that's for, but I'm getting like this sacred rage or sacred anger. Like there may have been someone or something who you had to react in a way that to others may have looked cold or negative, but it was you positively asserting yourself or your boundaries or like protecting your territory is what I'm hearing. And this actually healed something within you. I'm feeling like in your solar plexus or your throat chakra when it comes to your sense of confidence and stability and your ability to positively assert yourself, your boundaries, to protect your space, your time, your energy when it matters, which it does. So there is a difference there. But know that if someone's coming into your life just to create unnecessary drama, or it's like they're trying to trigger a reaction out of you to at least get some of your attention or some of your energy, even if it's negative, I feel you are intuitive to know when that's happening. And I would say in those cases, it really doesn't seem worth your time or worth your energy, because again, your energy is so valuable. And I'm actually hearing in these cases, sometimes no reaction is the best reaction, because you're not feeding them any kind of energy, either positive or negative. You're refocusing that energy within yourself. However, I do feel sometimes in these cases, I'm hearing no contact. In some of these situations, you may have had to just completely cut contact, at least temporarily, with some of these people if they were in that state of trying to create drama or create emotional chaos. Because again, like giving them any kind of attention or communication in these scenarios may have just felt futile, first of all, because it may have felt like, I'm hearing these are people where it's like when you try to talk things out, you feel like you're constantly running in circles because their goal is not to understand you and to come up with a solution. Their goal is to get any kind of reaction out of you, either positive or negative, because it soothes or feeds or fuels something within themselves. And again, this doesn't necessarily mean they have ill intentions. It just means they're seeking something from you that they haven't found from within themselves. And you guys know I don't necessarily like to dive deep into some of these dynamics all the time, but for someone listening, this felt really, really essential. I feel like this is something that's like been affecting you in some kind of way, or it's like something that you've had to figure out how to respond to recently. So I hope that if that was for you, it reached you. We have door to value and the thinking woman reversed. The sense I'm getting there is that you have a value that transcends logic and reason. I also feel there's something you are doing or creating in this world that carries a value that can't be measured or understood in concrete terms. So, for example, you may be creating some kind of a business, or maybe you're becoming like a coach or a counselor, or you are creating courses or like, I don't know, painting, writing a book, whatever this is for you, creating a YouTube channel. And I feel as though there are voices trying to measure your value in concrete terms. This may be your inner critic trying to say, well, what's the real value in this? How can I measure the value of this? Or there may even be actual voices externally telling you, how is this valuable? What value is this adding? But the thing you need to understand is whatever you are creating, it has an intrinsic value that is enormous, but that can't be measured in concrete logical terms, because it's a value that comes from the fact that you are infusing yourself into this. You are taking your core soul essence and energy and putting it into this thing. I keep hearing therapy, therapeutic. Maybe whatever you're doing is somehow therapeutic to others, or it's helping others process their own emotions in some kind of way, whether you realize that or not. But again, it's about the energy that you're putting into it. That's where the value is coming from. It's not something that can necessarily be measured in logical, concrete terms. And I just felt guided to say this to remind you of the enormous value of whatever you're creating. I keep getting something about like money or abundance as well. I feel like for some of you, this is something that you are selling or marketing or creating in a monetary sense. And if so, know that this is going to be a major outlet of material abundance for you. If that's something that you're manifesting, I see that value that you're putting into this, which again is coming from the core of you, it's coming from your energy, your core soul frequency, that's going to be reflected back to you in whatever forms of abundance you are desiring to manifest here as well. Those material forms of abundance are going to reflect the energy that you are putting into this that is so incredibly valuable. So I know that was a bit of a random message for a specific group at the end, but I felt someone needed to hear that. Now, I will be continuing this channeling in the extended reading on either Patreon or YouTube memberships, depending on where you want to tune in from. In that extended, I imagine we will be diving into other people, situations, and messages that may be connected to you. So if this has been resonating and you want to join me in the extended, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and close this reading here with a Rumi Oracle card. By the way, I would love to hear from you in the comments if there's anything you'd like to share about what you are creating or doing, about how this reading connected, if it did, about your life, your journey. I love hearing from all of you. I love reading through the comments, even though I can't reply to all of them, but I do love to go through and heart the ones that I can and read through some of your messages. So thank you to those of you who are such a powerful and beautiful part of co-creating this space here on YouTube. Now, the Rumi Oracle card here is Merciful Mother 𝗤𝗂. So I'm just going to read from the guidebook. O sudden resurrection, O countless blessings, O blazing fire in the jungle of thoughts, today you arrive with laughter to break open the jail. Rumi. And the guidebook also says, there is a shift taking place now in a matter of great importance to you, from Jalal to Jamal, from justice to mercy. This is your path, your destiny, and your blessing, now opening up before you. So that feels like a beautiful place to close the reading today. Thank you so much again for sharing your light and your energy here. I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy myself, and I look forward to connecting with you here again in Friday's collective reading.